So let's see. To get started, I think we'll sit down first, cross-legged, and just take a minute to get comfortable. Maybe kind of go side to side to really feel stable. And start to breathe deeply. Long, slow inhale through the nose. And then exhale out your mouth. 2 more breaths like that. Long inhale through the nose. And just let everything go out your mouth. 1 more. And then inhale the arms up overhead. Reach up for the sky, look up at the sky. And then fold forward on an exhale and walk your hands out in front of you. Inhale, lift the chest slightly, look up. And then exhale, fold a little bit deeper. Inhale, halfway up and walk over to your left side. Exhale, fold over the knee. Inhale, lift the chest partly, and then fold on the exhale. Inhale, lift halfway, back to center, and then exhale to the other side. Fold over the knee on the exhale. Inhale, lift part way. Exhale, fold a little deeper. See if you can walk your fingers out just a few more centimeters. Inhale, lift halfway, come back to center. And then all the way up, arms overhead again. Inhale, look up. Exhale, drop the hands to either side and plant them a little bit behind your hips so you can lift the chest towards the ceiling. Inhale here. And exhale here. 1 more inhale, lifting the chest. And then exhale, come back to a normal neutral spine. Inhale the left hand, look forward. Inhale the left hand up and then walk the right hand out to the side, stretching the left side of the body. Look up at your top hand and take a few breaths here. Slow inhaling and exhaling out of your nose. Exhale that hand down and inhale the right hand up. Walk your left hand out to the side. Take a few breaths here. And then exhale the hand back down to the ground. Now we'll take the left hand to the right knee. And the right hand behind us, do a little gentle twist here. Inhale, lengthen the spine and the top of the head up. And exhale, twist with the torso just a little more, making sure to keep your neck gentle. Don't strain the neck. Lengthen and inhale and twist gently on an exhale. Exhale back to center. Take a shoulder roll here, move the shoulders up and back a few times, and then forward and down. And then we'll twist to the other side. Right hand to the left knee, left hand behind us. Inhale to lengthen through the top of the head. gentle neck. Exhale back to center. And now we're going to do something new and different that I think Gulshan's really going to love because it's Kundalini inspired. So we have in yoga, have any of you tried Kundalini before? Too Lazy or Gypsy?
No idea. I told you what I'm following. So.
No worries. So it doesn't matter if you've tried it before. It's very simple movements, but the hi V3.
Hi.
You've just missed our very gentle warm up. So just come to a seat. We've just been kind of moving our arms and doing a little folding and twisting. And so what we're gonna do now is, so the Kundalini yoga is less about stretching and more about getting energy moving. So we're gonna do, I won't say quick because we're gonna take our time with it, but it's repetitive movements that if you wanted, you could do them very fast and that would really get the energy flowing. We're gonna do them at a reasonable pace so that we don't get jumbled. And this is the first time I've tried explaining it. So this will be a fun experiment for everyone. But the point is that for each, for our body, we have our physical body, and then we have this sort of energetic body, the yogis like to say. And the energetic body's superhighway is the spine. And along the spinal cord, we have these 5 mega cities where the energy all converges together. And each of these points is called a chakra. And so if you've heard of the chakras, you've probably seen pictures where there's a bunch of colored balls going up through the body from the base of the spine or from where the genitals are, and then moving up to the top of the head. We have 7. So we're gonna do one movement for each chakra. And the word chakra means wheel. So when you're doing the movements, you don't have to worry about anything. But if you feel like picturing a round wheel or circle or sphere in each point, I'll tell you what color you could visualize, but it's not necessary at all. So for the first chakra, it's down at the very lowest point of your body where you're touching the mat here in the seated position, and you can visualize a red sphere or a red ball of energy. And first, let's take our knees and lift them up a little bit so your feet are on the ground, but the knees are up, okay? And then hands to the top of the shoulders, just gently tapping the top of the shoulders. And what we're gonna do on our inhales, our knees just like they are now, they're lifted, and we lift the hands. So we're all like this, lift the hands, and then exhale, drop the knees and the hands to the shoulders. So the hands come back to the shoulders, the knees, now you're in normal seated position, and then inhale, lift the knees and the hands. So that, and then exhale, drop. That's 1. Now we're gonna count up to 20. So just follow my count. Inhale, 2. Inhale, 3. Inhale, 4. Inhale, 5. Inhale, 6. In 7. In 8. In 9. In 10. In 11. In 12. In 13. In 14. In 15. In 16. In 17. In 18. In 19. In 20. Now let your hands come to your knees. You can shake out your shoulders if you need. And then come to a point of stillness. And now visualize the little red ball at the base of your spine. And breathe slowly. Long inhale. Long exhale. Now our second movement is for the second chakra, which is pictured as orange, and it's immediately above the first one. So it's right here. It's right more or less on top of the genitals. And for this, we keep our hands on our knees and we inhale. It's like a seated cat and cow. So we inhale the chest forward and we look up, and we exhale the chest back. I'll show you like this. So we inhale forward and up, and then exhale, round the spine back. So inhale, 2, inhale, 3, in 4, in 5, in 6, in 7, in 8, in 9, in 10, in 11, in 12, in 13, in 14, in 15, in 16, in 17, in 18, in 19, in 20. Deep inhale here. You can shake your legs out if you need, and then come to stillness and imagine a glowing orange ball right in your sacral area. Take a second to put the legs in front and just shake them out a little bit. So we don't get too uncomfortable. And if you want to cross your legs with the other leg in front, that might be nice because we're going back to cross-legged. And I'll show this from the side as well. We're moving up to our navel, to our solar plexus. This one is yellow and it's called Manipura chakra. And to get this going, we're gonna pretend that we're sort of churning butter in the middle of our belly. So on the inhale, we move forward and right. Exhale, back and left. Well, actually I flipped the directions there. So inhale forward and to the left, and then exhale backward and to the right. So we're making a little circle, and as our body's coming forward, we're inhaling, and as it's coming backward, we're exhaling. So we're gonna do that 10 times one direction, and then we'll flip our circle and go the other direction. So in, forward, left, out, back, and right. In, out, 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 pause, and then go the other direction. So for in, forward, to the right, out, back, and to the left, in, out, 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 in, out. Last one, in, out. Deep inhale, long exhale. Imagine a little happy yellow ball in the middle behind your belly button. Deep breath here. Next one, we have the heart chakra, which is visualized as a green ball. We're gonna take our hands back on top of our shoulders, and this time we're gonna twist, bringing energy into the heart. So it's 10 each direction. First, so I'm going opposite as you, so I'm gonna sort of be moving the same direction as you. So let me see if I can get the directions right. So we inhale as we rotate towards the right, in, and then out. We come over to the left. In, right, out, left. In, right, out, left. In, out. 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 Pause, and then shift the direction. So we go in to the left, out to the right. In, left, out, right. In, left, out, right. In, out. 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 Release the hands. Deep breath in. Imagine a beautiful, soothing, gentle green orb right in the middle of your chest. Slow breath here. And shake out the legs one more time. Give them a little break. Maybe rub the thighs a little bit. It's tough to sit cross-legged for this much time. And then come back to cross-legged. And for the throat, which is our next chakra, we're picturing a blue orb. And I believe, I forget if we did this last week or the week before, but it's a breathing exercise where we interlace the fingers underneath the chin, so pushing against the throat. We inhale the arms up on either side of the ears, and then exhale, tilt the head back, bring the elbows together. And we're exhaling out the mouth, not the nose. So inhale through the nose, arms up, exhale out the mouth. That's 1. Inhale, 2. Inhale, 3. In, 4. In, 5. In, 6. In, 7. In, 8. In, 9. In, 10. In, 11. In, 12. In, 13. In, 14. In, 15. In, 16. And 16 is all we do there. Hands on your knees. Deep breath in. Glowing blue sphere in your throat. Shining. Glistening with energy. I have a hyperactive throat chakra, which is evidenced by the fact that I never shut up and I talk really loud all the time. And next exercise, we bring our hands out to the sides. And then inhale here, exhale, cover the eyes. Now, as we inhale, we open the hands and look at something in front of you. You can look at the laptop, but maybe just a simpler object if there's something next to the laptop. You look at it with your eyes open and then exhale, cover the eyes and try to picture the object. Inhale, open, look at the object. Exhale, close the eyes, picture the object. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. In, out. In, out. A little quicker now. In, out. In, out. In, out. In, and then release the arms, shake out the shoulders a little. Now picture an indigo or sort of deep purpley blue orb right there in the middle of your forehead between your eyebrows. your third eye. We do this sort of visualization exercise with that movement because when we work with the third eye, we work with the imagination and our ability to visualize items without seeing them with our physical eyes. So breathe here, focus on the third eye. Feel maybe a little bit lightheaded. Imagine that you're lifting up a little bit taller. You feel light in the shoulders. Your whole spine feels long and strong. And now, to put it all together, we bring our hands in front of our chest. Inhale them straight up towards the ceiling, and then exhale, sprinkle your fingers down to the sides, and then bring them back to heart center. That's one round. So we're gonna do this 15 times. Inhale up, down for 2. Inhale up, 3. Inhale up, 4. Inhale up, 5. Inhale up, 6. Inhale, 7. Inhale, 8. In, 9. In, 10. In, 11. In, 12. In, 13. In, 14. In, 15. Hands in front of your heart. Now breathe, imagining a nice, long, thick column of light extending the whole length of your spine. Inhale light into the channel and exhale light back up from the base of the spine out the top of the head. Now, hands come down to the mat beside you. So you can come into tabletop position. Now we've been sitting with our spine sort of straining for long enough. We'll do some cat and cow to flex the spine. Inhale, look forward and up. Belly button drops to the floor. Just go gentle, don't strain. And then exhale, slowly round the spine up, drop the head, let the head dangle, completely relax the neck. You can curl your toes here and stretch the toes. Inhale, forward, belly button drops, shoulders come away from the ears. Exhale, round the spine. Now you can incorporate just whatever feels good, moving your hips in some slow circles. You can move them side to side, forward and back. If you go one way, complement it and go the other. Just move with whatever feels good for you and your spine. You can bend the elbows, flare around like a crazy person. And then come back to a neutral spine, just sitting here like a happy table. And then let's inhale the right arm up to the sky and exhale, weave it under the other armpit and then bring your right shoulder on the ground. So we're looking towards the left and we're stretching the shoulder here. You can walk your left fingers forward a little so that your left arm is straight. And push into the mat with your left hand to sort of leverage into more of a stretch to whatever level is comfortable. And then move your hips a little side to side, getting a little stretch in the lower back. Move your left hand back underneath your shoulder. Lift up, lift the arm back and through to the sky, and then place it down on the mat. Now inhale the left hand up. Exhale, weave it through under the right armpit, shoulder to the floor, and walk the right hand forward so the arm is straight. Push in to the mat with the right hand, and then move your hips a little side to side. Bring the right hand back underneath the shoulder. Use it to help push yourself up. Extend the left hand back up one more time. Reach for the sky. And then place it down on the mat. From here, we'll walk our hands forward and drop the chest to the floor. I think all of you might have been here last week. We call this puppy pose. So that green orb, your heart chakra, is trying to come down to sink into the floor. And you can rest your forehead or your chin on the mat here, getting a nice stretch in the chest and the back and the arms. And then use your elbows to help you come back up. Spread your fingers wide on the mat in front of you, preparing for downward dog. So really push in before you lift your knees. Push in to the mat with all 5 of your fingers on each hand, as well as that center palm of your hand. Then curl your toes under. Lift the hips up to the sky. Push them away. Lift the heels up really high. And then drop the heels as low as they'll go. And then alternate. Bend the right knee really as close to the mat as you can get, and then look under the opposite shoulder. So switch legs and look under the other shoulder, and do that a few times. Drop one knee and twist to look to the other side. Getting a nice stretch in the side of the body. And then we'll come forward here into a plank. And drop the left knee down and swing the foot out to the side. And we'll come into this gentle, supported side plank. We're not doing this for strength here. We're doing this to stretch the body. So even if you love side plank normally, and you can do it, still use this knee kickstand here and feel the top arm stretching towards the ceiling, feeling a lightness here on either side of the shoulder. You're not collapsing into the bottom shoulder like you might be in a normal side plank. And then see if you want to lift the long foot, whichever side that is, the right foot. Breathe here. And then lower the foot, lower the right hand, and push back up into downward facing dog. Pedal out your knees here. Reset the body. And then we'll lower the, now we'll lower the right knee down. So you can look at my back side. And then come up into supported side plank on the other side. Deep breath here, reaching for the ceiling, stretching the shoulders on either side of the chest. And then lift the long foot. I don't know why I'm calling it that long foot. The foot that's far away from your head. It's the only way I can put it. I mean, it's also your left foot, I think. But for some reason, when I'm in this position, it's hard for me to tell which side is which. downward dog. And forward into normal plank. Deep breath here. We'll hold this for 3 long inhales and exhales. So next inhale and exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale, drop the knees. Lower the chest extra slowly, keeping the elbows nice and tight in next to the torso. Uncurl the toes so your tops of your feet are flat on the mat. Forehead, rest on the mat for just a second while you feel your hands are getting some stability. They're directly below the shoulders. And push into the mat with all 5 fingers again. And then really slowly lift the head, lift the chest, just ever so gently. Don't come all the way up, just come up about halfway. Maybe a 45-degree angle or a 60-degree angle. Keeping the neck an extension of the spine, not trying to lift the head so we can look forward. We're still looking down. Breathing here in cobra. One more long inhale, long exhale. Slowly lower down. Curl the toes under. You can come up through the knees, lift the hips into downward facing dog. Breathe here. And then we'll lift the right leg up to the sky behind us. And then shake it out a little bit. My hip just cracked when I did that. Move your knee side to side. Twirl the ankle. Let your foot have some fun. And then bring it forward between your hands. So stepping into a lunge. And take a moment here to find our footing. We're going to keep our back knee up if it's possible. If not, drop to the back knee. But if we can, let's keep our knee up. And breathe here with your chest alongside your knee. Take a look at your knee. Make sure it's above the ankle. And your back foot, the heel is lifted. We're not placing it down for one of the warriors. We're gonna slowly come up. This is called crescent lunge, where our feet are facing the exact same direction. And then we lift the arms up overhead. And we sink a little bit deeper. Let the hips drop towards the floor. Keep an eye on the front knee. See if we can keep it over the foot. Maybe not exactly, but we're wanting it to be bent. And then we bring the hands behind the chest. Pull the hands away from the body and look up. A nice heart opener for our big green orb in our chest. Close your eyes. And inhale the hands up. Exhale them to the floor and step the foot back into downward facing dog. Push the stomach towards the thighs, coming into a bit of a tighter V. And then drop the knees to either side. Sit back on your heels for child's pose. Take a little rest here. Placing your forehead on the mat. And then do a little bit, shift your hips side to side a little to sink the hips as deeply into the mat as you can. See if you can get your chest to droop down onto the mat, your forehead. is pushing at the third eye position into the mat. All of your stresses are just oozing out of your third eye onto the floor, into the ground. Deep breath here. And then shift the hips forward, bring the knees together to push up back into downward facing dog. Inhale the left foot up and back, and then wiggle it around a little. Do some ankle circles, some knee bobbing. Oh, I got way more cracks. And then bring it through between the hands. Find some stability. Take a few breaths here before we lift up. Find a happy distance between your feet so that you can feel stable. The knee not going any further forward of the ankle. One more breath here. Push the back knee straight so that this whole back leg is engaged, active, and supporting us as we inhale to rise. Arms come up. Look towards the ceiling. Exhale, hands behind the back. Pull the hands away. Open the chest. Look up, opening the heart chakra. Our green sphere is very happy here. Close your eyes and imagine the happiest shade of green glowing in your chest. I think it's kind of like a lime green, but it could be somewhere between a lime green and a forest green. I haven't found the perfect shade in my crayon set yet. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, drop the hands to the floor and step the foot forward into forward fold. Now we're dangling here, our head is hanging. Lift up all the toes and spread them. Drop them back down. Let your neck completely relax. Bend the knees so you can kind of dangle side to side, shake a little bit. And then inhale, sweep the hands all the way up. Exhale, the hand comes to the center of the heart. Let the hands relax to your side. And here we're going to do one balancing pose. I realize now that, of course, it's almost 8, and so I understand if you guys have to leave. But if you want to keep going, I'll have like about 5-10 more minutes. So for our balancing pose, I don't know if we've done this before. Take a breath here to root down through the floor. Root down through both of your feet. Feel secure and stable on your left foot. So pick up the right foot, bring it across the left knee. So we're making a figure 4, and really the only way this works for me is if I bend the left knee, okay? And then I've got the leg. I've got the right leg here, and I'm going to slowly sit down. Whoop, whoop, whoop. This is where the balancing becomes a challenge. Hands out to either side. Imagine you're sitting down in a chair, but you've just got, you've got your leg crossed over your knee. And you just lower your seat to wherever your edge is. And then you come back up, straightening the leg, the standing leg. And then we're going to fold forward and see if we can reach our shin with our hands, or maybe our ankle, and then maybe even to the floor. And you can play with whether your standing knee is bent or not. And then ever so slowly, we come back up, grab onto that foot, bring it out in front of us. One breath here, and then release, shake out the foot if it was doing the work. So the other side, we're going to plant the right foot down, pick up the left and cross it over the right knee. First, we sit back in a chair, hands out to the side. Whew, wow. Now for me, I feel the stretch right here in my left backside. Well, it's actually my right backside, but I'm mirroring you, so it's my imaginary left backside. And we're sitting, sitting, sitting as low as we can go. And then we slowly straighten the leg, and we start to bend forward, bringing the hands to the shin, the ankle, or maybe dropping it to the floor. And then coming back up, whoop, pick the foot up, hold it out in front for just one breath. Strong through the standing leg, and then release, shake it out. All right, so from here, inhale the arms up, look up. Exhale, fold all the way forward. Feel a stretch in the back of the legs. Inhale, lift halfway, so you're 90 degrees. Exhale, fold again all the way, let the head relax. Inhale, halfway. Deep, deep breaths here. We're just going to exaggerate this movement a couple times. Exhale, fold, stretch the back of the legs. You can alternate bending each knee. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Now widen your feet so that you can sit down in a squat with your heels on the ground if possible. If you're not there, then see if widening the feet and the legs a little bit allows you to do that. And then push the elbows into the knees, hands together in front of the heart, and the chest opens, looking up towards the ceiling and the top of the wall in front of you. Now, very gracefully plop down onto your mat and extend your feet out in front of you. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, twist to the right. So drop the hands to the side and to the back of you. Inhale up. Exhale to the left, twisting over. Inhale up, twist. Inhale up, twist. Inhale up, Point the toes, push the feet away through the heels, look up at the ceiling, and then reach with your hands as you fold forward on an exhale, reaching the hands as far forward as they'll go until you drop them onto your shins or your ankles or your feet. If you can grab your big toes, you can do that, or you can just let them rest gently on your shins. You can also bend the knees here and bring the belly on top of the thighs so that you can grab your toes or grab your feet and then push with the heel. You can push one heel at a time, and then you can experience the straightening of one leg while the other stays bent. And then just play, alternate each leg, looking forward. Inhale, come back up. Exhale here. And we'll bring the feet together in butterfly. Adjust your seat so that you feel like your chest can come forward and your spine can be long and straight. You can grab onto your ankles here to open up the chest. Look up at the ceiling on an inhale, and then exhale. Interlace your fingers beneath the toes and pull the chest towards the big toes. Looking forward, looking at the crease between the wall and the ceiling ahead of you. Exhale, fold a little deeper. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, fold. And then come into an easy cross-legged position. Shake out your knees a little. We'll do eagle arms. So if you've seen the balance pose eagle, where your arms go like that, we're gonna do that seated. So extend the arms out to either side. And then for the first iteration, we'll take, we're gonna pretend this is the left side. This is your left side. So left goes on bottom. So exhale the arms together, twirling them around each other so your palms are facing, or at least you've got the palms of some of the fingers facing one palm. And then inhale, lift the elbows up, really stretching expansively across the upper back and the shoulders. Lifting, and then take a few breaths here. Then on your next exhale, start to fold forward, rounding the spine, letting the hands drop toward the floor, and breathing into the back, the upper back. Inhale, back up, lifting the elbows. Exhale, release the arms out to the side. Shake them, shake them, shake them, shake them. Shake the shoulders. Make kind of like chicken. Yeah, make a chicken. Ah, that's nice. And then twist a little bit, side to side. And then extend the hands. Other side comes on the bottom this time, so right arm on the bottom. Inhale, exhale, sweep the hands together. Palms facing. We start by inhaling the elbows up. Take a few breaths here. Feeling tall, feeling stretchy, maybe feeling stiff. And then on your next exhale, slowly melt forward, folding over the floor, letting the hands come towards the floor. Be gentle. If it's really uncomfortable, just ease up. Don't force it. You don't have to wrap the hands 8 times. Let the spine round. And then inhale, come up. Exhale, release the hands. Again, shake them out side to side. That's very nice. And then arms out to the side. One more stretch for the shoulders. This is the left arm, so we're gonna bring it, bend the elbow and bring the elbow up, and then the other arm just comes around and what do you call it? Yeah, I'll show you from the back. So the left hand is coming back on the back of my back. Below my neck. And then extend the hands out, and other arm bends, and we let the hand drop down behind us, holding the elbow. And extend, release everything, come onto your back. Let me unclip my hair clip. That's tremendously uncomfortable. So, knees are bent, feet pushing into the mat. Bring the feet as close to the rear as possible. And take a few breaths here, imagining that the breath is flowing into the low back, and push the low back against the mat. Do you see how your hips kind of lift? Play with that a little bit. Push with your low back and then lift the low back and let the hips drop. Push the low back into the mat and then release. And now push into your hands and lift the hips off the mat into bridge pose. You can stay here, or you can interlace the fingers underneath the low back and then walk your shoulders and elbows in towards each other to give you a little more lift if that's comfortable. Check out your knees. Make sure your knees aren't opening. Keep them not squeezing each other, but keep the legs parallel. And then breathe into the chest and into the solar plexus, our yellow sphere. And you can kind of see this little bridge of chakras here. At the top, you've got red, and then orange, and then yellow at the navel, green at the heart, yellow or blue at the throat. And breathe along the spine. Breathe into all of your little orbs. Release the hands, release the shoulders, and then very, very, very slowly, one vertebra at a time, lower the back. So your hips are the last thing to touch. And then bring the knees in to the chest. Squeeze them, maybe grab your shins, and move a little side to side to give yourself a back massage. Now, lift the feet so your knees are bent at a 90-degree angle. Extend your arms to either side. And then very, very slowly on an exhale, let both of your knees drop down to the left side, keeping both of your shoulders on the ground. Let the legs relax on the ground, and then look to the other side. Look away from the knees towards the left. Breathe into the left side of your body. See if you kind of move the hips a little bit. You can intensify the stretch if that feels good for you. And then inhale, lift the knees and the feet and the legs back to center. Exhale to the left side. Keeping both shoulders on the ground. Let the legs relax and look the opposite direction. Move the hips a little to intensify. And inhale the legs back up. Let the legs walk themselves out to the edges of your mat. So the legs aren't together, they're just kind of hanging relaxed. We're getting ready for Shavasana, but we're not quite there yet. Take a breath here. Palms are up, a little ways out from the sides of your body. You're relaxed, but now we're gonna do a little tension and release. So first body part are the feet and the legs. You're gonna squeeze the feet, squeeze the legs, the thighs, the calves, the toes, squeeze, 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 squeeze. Lift them off the floor and then relax. Inhale and exhale. Now you're going to squeeze the hips, lift the hips off of the mat, squeeze the stomach, squeeze the core, your abs, your butt. Squeeze, 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 lift, and release onto the mat. Inhale, exhale. Hands clench, arms clench, shoulders lift off the mat, arms lift off. The chest is squeezed, squeeze, 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 and release down. Inhale and exhale. Last thing is the head. Squeeze the jaw, squeeze the face, squeeze the ears. I don't think that's possible. Squeeze the forehead. It's really hard to squeeze the back of the head, but just clench everything in the head and the neck. Move your face or your mouth in like weird positions. Squeeze your eyeballs. Lift the head, squeeze, and exhale everything out your mouth. One more. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out your mouth. Now imagine you're weightless. You're just floating here on this mat. Your entire body is relaxed. then start to wiggle your toes. You can rotate your ankles, bringing the feet in together, windshield wiper your legs, wiggle your fingers, move your wrists in some circles. If it feels good, bring your arms back overhead and reach them behind you. Reaching your toes and your hands in opposite directions, feeling long. Stretching one side at a time. And then roll onto one side. And use your hand to gently push up to a seat. Hey, you're all still here? Thank you for joining me this evening. Namaste.
Namaste. Oh, have a wonderful